Folks, welcome to the Craig Bushon Show. We're live out here at the Oasis in Travis County, right on Travis Lake, and it's a beautiful place to be. And to my left and to my right are ladies, but also some are veterans, mothers of veterans, and grandchildren of veterans. And nothing better than on Veterans Day to talk with the people that are heavily involved in the fight for the freedom of this country, present and the past. And listen, the bottom line is many of us have that in our own family tree, and we just got to search for it. And I think that's what's going to be interesting is that Becky Bortze, okay, that was a name I want to make sure that I did not destroy, but I will tell you there's a huge history behind that I don't think we'll have time to get into. And then Pamela Moldenhauer is to my far right. How are you? And then Cindy Blankenship to my left. And we're just going to go around. We're just going to chat a little bit about who they are, why they're here, and and Cindy, you're a veteran, okay, also, and you're a woman. And a number of years ago, that you didn't see the amount of women in the armed forces that you see today, and now even in combat. And so this is a very unique time for women themselves, because a lot of people traditionally think of the military, a lot of men. There are a lot of men, but a growing number of women. Yeah, there absolutely is. And I joined the Army back when I was actually the second cycle of co-ed basic training. And I'm not going to tell you what year that was, but it was a long time ago. And I was enlisted for 4 years, and then I got out and went in the National Guard and received my commission. And at that time, there were very, very, very few female second lieutenants that weren't part of either JAG or the Medical Corps. So we've come a long way since I was a second lieutenant. Well, you also are holding something here that went through a parade yesterday, and tell us who that is. This is my daughter, Stephanie Parker. She was in the Army as well. She served 2 deployments, one in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. She went over as a commo specialist, but ended up volunteering as a door gunner. So she was a door gunner on a Black Hawk helicopter, which is where she met her husband, and they are now married. And Josh is still a medevac pilot, and he's leaving in 2 weeks for his 6th deployment. And you turn around the other side, tell the folks a little bit about the Blue Star, and so they know when they see him in the back of a vehicle. I saw an SUV going down the road the other day that had a flag in the back window, but I suspect many folks out there don't know about it, what it is, and there's 3 on this one, and tell the folks a little bit about that. This is the Blue Star Service Flag, and the organization started back in World War II, and it was an effort to educate the community that someone in that household was serving in the armed forces. And it kind of went away during the Vietnam War, but it came back strongly after the 9/11 attack. And the Blue Stars indicate the number of active duty service members in that household. So when you see that, you see vehicles driving around, or you drive by a house in your neighborhood, and they'll have these flags hanging out over the porch or wherever, and then you'll know what that is. And then there's also a gold star, too, that we'll talk about a little bit. But I want to make sure I get to the people to my right. Also ladies, okay? And I have Pamela Moldenhauer on my far right, and you're also holding a sign, okay, a flag. Tell a little bit about who that is and a little bit about yourself.
All right, Craig, this is my gorgeous daughter. She is currently active duty Air Force. She's serving in England after a year in South Korea. And as coincidence would have it, her brother was already in England, so they're stationed about 10 miles from each other right now, which is fantastic for a mom. Of course, I wish I were there with them. I'm also, prior service, I was Air Force, and then Army National Guard. So
that's great.
Yep. I have a Navy brother, so there's a strong military history in my family as well.
Well, we thank you so much for your service, and obviously your family continues to serve and makes you very proud, as it makes all of us proud. And a little bit later, we're going to interview some veterans, anyone who wants to step up and talk to us about themselves and share, what Veterans Day means to them. But to my right is also a very high energetic person that's got a big story. Her name, I had to write it down, okay? The first name's easy, Becky Bortze. Yes. Is that right?
Good enough. Oh. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, tell the folks a little bit about who you are, why you're here, and what Veterans Day means to you.
Well, I have a daughter who is in the Army National Guard. She's part of 36 ID based out of Camp Mabry. And I am the granddaughter of a World War I veteran who lied about his age and joined at the age of 16 so he could fight in World War I. And he immigrated here from Russia, and it was really important to him, though, that he served to protect our country. And then I'm the daughter of a Air Force veteran who served in a Special Forces capacity. And I'm also one of those Americans who cries during the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. So I shouldn't have been surprised when my only daughter joined the military here. And I'm really proud of her, except I'm a bad mom. I don't have my kid on a stick. So sorry about that, Specialist Sports Hose.
Well, thank you so much. You know, folks, this is what it's all about. These are women, they're mothers, they're granddaughters, you know, they could be sisters, and the bottom line is we're all family. And all of us are in this together. And anytime you see well, right now, Veterans Day, some people out there, even when it's not Veterans Day, will see our armed forces, men and women, in a restaurant, maybe just walking down the street, or maybe they're in a grocery store. You know, what are those random kind actions that people can do for them?
Some of the things that we've participated in is buying their lunch for them if you see them in a restaurant. Absolutely, you know, I never miss an opportunity to walk up and say thank you and shake a hand if they're open to it. I also am a big hugger, so I give out lots of military mom hugs. So,
Yeah, I do too. I always ask them, and I have never had one tell me no.
That's right.
It is important. I'm going to mention during the parade yesterday, we were recognizing the veterans along the route, and an elderly gentleman, Vietnam War vet, was just in tears just from the thanks. And those vets did not have a good homecoming, so I think it means a thank you, just a simple thank you, means so much to them because they didn't get it when they came home the first time when they should have. But like Becky was saying, when you see a currently active duty military member, a lot of the time they're not near home, they're not near family, and it does mean a lot to them to be recognized and to have somebody say thank you and shake their hand, give them a hug, buy their coffee if you're behind them in the coffee shop. Just recognize them.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing better than just a attaboy or attagirl, thank you so much. You know, so many people every day go through life and they have an opportunity to say thank you and they don't. So this is the time. You can end that. If that's in your life and you're not doing those things, you know, do it. Listen, you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings by walking up and say, hey, thank you. Thank you for serving us. Thank you so much. Let me buy you a cup of coffee. Let me buy you, maybe I'll buy your groceries for you if you're in line. But also, there's one thing I do want to get to, Cindy, is that these are blue stars, but there's also gold stars. Tell the folks a little bit about, you know, when they see a flag that has gold stars on it.
All of us are Blue Star mothers who have children in the military, and I'd also like to make a point at this time to say that even if your child has served honorably in the past, even if they're not serving now, you're still a Blue Star mom. And if you lose your child as a direct result of the war or you're killed in action, your Blue Star is covered up by a gold star. And that is just, if you see that in the window, then that's an indication that that family has lost a life and that they've made the ultimate in sacrifice for the cause of liberty and freedom.
Well, and that's a great point you brought up, Cindy, about people getting involved, people joining. Where do people go? Now, you're WilCo, so you're Williamson County. Now, there's people that'll be watching this all over, really the world, but particularly say the United States. They're all over the place, right? I mean, what's the best way to find out where there's one in your area? Or if they're in Williamson County, how can they get a hold of you?
Okay. The national site, Blue Star Mothers of America, is a Department of Defense authorized veteran service organization. And you can go online to Blue Star Mothers, it's bluestarmothers.com, org. No,
The national one?
we're going to have to do like a wreath taker or something.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay, do I need to?
That's right, you can say it over. Just start that whole thing over again.
All right. Blue Star Mothers of America is a national Department of Defense authorized veteran service organization, and we have chapters all over the country. And you can go online to bluestarmothers.org online and to find a local chapter. And if you're in the Central Texas area, you can go to WilCo bluestarmothers.shutterfly.com.
Well, there you have it.
Or on Facebook too. We're on Facebook, WilCo Blue Star Mothers.
Well, everybody's on Facebook, and the great thing about, well, if you're not, it's like only 1 billion of you, I should say, not everybody. But the bottom line is, you could just go on Facebook, punch in, type in Blue Star Mothers, and you'll find it, or just Google it. But the bottom line is, there's far more of you out there who are not a part of this than are. And so the big thing that you can do is, if you have a family member or if it's yourself, make a call, send an email. Get involved, and the Wreaths, is another big deal. There's a goal that, why they're out here today and why we've showed up here today is to showcase that. And before we go, just really quick, who wants to explain about the whole Wreath program and how people can get involved? Who would be the best one to talk about that? Anyone? Okay, go ahead.
I'll do it. All right. Wreaths Across America is an initiative that was started in 1992 to place live wreaths on the graves of all of our fallen service members. As a chapter, we support the Central Texas State Veterans Cemetery in Killeen near Fort Hood, and you can, like we were saying earlier, you can go to our website at WilCo Blue Star Mothers.shutterfly.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, and you can link directly to an order form, a sponsorship form, or you can contact us and we can get you more information, help you out, especially if you are specifically looking for a specific grave that you want to have one placed on, or if you want to go and help us when it's time to place them. This is from last year's event. It's very powerful. It's a beautiful ceremony, and I encourage anybody who wants to get involved to please contact us.
That's very good. Yeah, get a nice tight fit on that photo. The bottom line here, folks, is there's no reason to not get involved. It's very affordable. Last year there was 400, which is fantastic, and thank everybody who contributed there. Now there's 2,800 more to go. And so also know that we're going to post it right up on the Craig Bushon Show. We'll put a link to the page so you can click right onto it, and then you can donate. So very excited to be out here with you all today, and your big smiles, ladies. It's so fantastic. It's so granular. It fits Austin so well, right? The saying here in Austin is keep it weird, and it's exciting. Listen, to get out amongst the folks. We're at the Oasis. We got a cart going by. I mean, I think someone just came by who was getting married, and it was unbelievable. It's just awesome. So, life does go on. Life is real, and situations are really simple. It's not the situation that defines you. It's what you do in that situation that does. Thank you, ladies, very much. Oh, you can, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm a huge advocate of taking care of the people in your own backyard and your own community first and foremost, and that's what Blue Star Mothers does. You can be involved, you should be involved, whatever your stance is, politically, it doesn't matter. These are the men and the women of our country, the United States of America, that need our support. And I think it's our obligation, and yes, it's our honor to do something for them. And everyone should find a way to participate and support them and help out. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Again, go to CraigBushonShow.com. You'll find this link. Get